Okay, we're live now.
Alrighty.
Okay, so if you want to go first, that's fine too. I don't
Sure. So one of the concerns that when I was thinking about this that I thought of was lack of participation. Like that's one of my biggest fears is me standing up there and spouting off a bunch of information and it taking 45 minutes because I didn't get the interaction that I thought that I was going to get. So that's one of my biggest concerns.
I thought of that too. So I thought of something that could help you too that I do. So like one time I was teaching like a release study lesson,
right.
And no one wants to give something. So I say my thing first, like some of my ideas, or I share a story that has to do with something that would spark their memory, and then maybe ask for that. Or I know that she did write in our thing that we don't want to ask certain questions for participants to actually answer. And so I thought of that, of sharing your thoughts and sharing a story, or even sharing a story to someone else, and that'll fill in the blank too.
Right. And then,
I mean, I could really think of when you ask questions.
The other thing is, I think the handout's going to help because it's going to lead their thinking, and it'll give them a place to put notes. And they might not say something right away, but they might say something later on. So a handout could help us too. So.
Yeah. So then my other thing was I talk really fast when I get nervous. In front of audiences, and so I know it has to be a certain amount of time, and so that was my biggest thing, is what has so much time at the end, and that was it. Like, it's supposed to be something that is supposed to be 2 hours each time. So that was one of my biggest concerns.
I think that for me, like, I think positioning yourself so that you have a clock at the back of the classroom instead of, because you don't want to be like, it'd be really unprofessional be sitting looking at your phone, like checking the time over and over. So I think positioning yourself, or even like putting a clock at the back of the classroom or your teaching space, so that you can like kind of keep an eye on it and say, okay, I went really fast through that section. Let me, slow it down for this, maybe go into more detail about something else or add a story here, And I think our lesson plan is pretty, like, it's so in depth that I think we probably have more than what we really are going to be able to cover. Like if you're giving adequate time for them to use their handouts and to give responses or to do the little games. Like, so I think that really just like kind of just pacing yourself, and I think also practicing helps with that too. So like a few nights before, practice it just over and over and over, like, so that you're recognizing the information that my husband caught a lightning bug. Sorry. Gross. Cool.
That'll hurt you.
I know, but it's gross. Okay. We don't have lightning bugs in Colorado, so he is like fascinated that we have lightning bugs in our backyard. Because really, it's not something we have in Colorado. And he's from the Midwest, so. But sorry. But I think practicing helps with not being so nervous and really knowing the content that you're teaching. I mean, there's teachers, especially like high school teachers, who've taught the same subject for like 10 years. And then a new teacher comes in and they're like, how are you so calm? And they're like, well, I've done this 10 years in a row. Like, so the more you practice, the more comfortable you are with it. And I think the slower you go. And so that would be my advice, maybe, to practice.
Yeah.
Because even, I know my husband, he's a gospel doctrine teacher. And so when he reads through it more, like through his lesson more, he's more comfortable and less nervous. Okay. And then I think something that I'm nervous about, because these are people that you know so well, I think they're going to be really comfortable, because it's mostly like our friends and family and people that we actually know. I think they're going to be more comfortable like telling you really personal stuff than like somebody would if you were in a professional setting and people were just coming in and had no idea who you were, So I think that ethical, like that line where we were trying to keep it from going from the counseling and staying with the family teaching, you know. I think that's one of my concerns.
I thought about that too, and I don't know, because I think that if that does get into that, I think at the beginning of when you say ask a question or you want to have someone share, maybe you say keep it brief, or
right.
Not
that's
a lot
good.
of detail. Please don't share a lot of detail, But I don't know, because that's
just casually mentioning
if I was around people that already knew
right.
who I was, I feel like they would not say it as much because they already know I know.
Right.
But you always have that one person that might share a little too much, and you're like, oh wait, I don't need to know that, or anybody else needs to know that. So
right.
I guess that's the only thing I would say is just say that before, because that's what I would do. I'd be like, don't share a ton of detail. I just want to know very brief, or
right.
if you want to share something brief.
Right.
So, because we've all been in that, Relief Society lesson where everybody shares every secret they have. So
right.
That's the only thing I've ever seen someone that's up at the front of the room teaching is saying, okay, or even if they keep going into detail, just be like, okay, well, thank you for sharing. We have to keep it brief. We're running out of time, or, you can make up it a little excuse or something.
Right.
So
that's
what
true.
I was thinking. I did think of that one too. And then one that I did think of that I don't think would happen to me or you, because we are inviting families or friends, but one thing that I thought of, just if you were doing a workshop in general, is what if there wasn't enough people that showed up? What if you only had one couple?
Well, I'm still concerned about that.
Talking to them.
Right?
You what?
I'm still concerned about that, even with my family, because they're all in I don't know, my cousin and his wife are in the bishopric and the primary presidency. Something could come up, So I still worry about not having anyone show up. But I think we've done a good job about telling people ahead of time and all that. So I think we should be.
For sure.
I mean, in the future, you could give people even more time, to know about it. The conference I'm going to this week, I've known about it for 6 months, So, and that's not really the case with this. So I guess in the future, you could give more warning.
A little bit less, but I think 6 months was good, though.
Right.
So,
and then one thing that I just thought of just now, and where they say issues that may arise, what if a couple kind of gets heated, not kind of bickering too. Back and forth, you have to find a way to segue into something else.
I think that's really hard to bring it back into the topic of what is the group is talking about, not what just the individuals are talking about.
Right.
But I think I thought of that too, and something I thought of is just I don't know, maybe bring something a bell or something, something that would bring it back in, or
right.
Sometimes when people just get heated, it just no one can stop it.
I just thought about that, right now.
A little noise or something. Hey, okay, bring it back.
Right.
Let's remember that we're in a group setting. I know counselors are this is a safe place. I think that it needs to be calm. Bring it back in.
Right.
I don't know that. I am scared of that though, because I feel like everybody that I'm teaching is older than I am, and so it's you need to listen to me, even though I'm younger, I'm smaller. But
even though you all have given me all of this knowledge that I have.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
That's the only thing I think I could think of is just be the louder person and saying bring it back.
Right.
But that is a really good one. I don't know. I wonder if that actually happens in other workshops where people don't know each other and stuff.
Right.
But that is one.
And then I just thought about, this isn't really a concern, but something that I would say that when we are, even in closing our workshop, where it talks about future directions to pursue with participants, we could encourage them to read family books, the 7 principles for making marriages work, or the 5 love languages book, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We could encourage them to, like, these are all tools that you could use for yourselves in your homes without having to come to a setting like this. Like, I've been listening to the John Gottman book on Audible, getting ready to go to this conference, and I'm like, this would be fun for like Jeff and I to get a journal and to do all the activities in it, and like have that to like, look what we said like for 10 years ago, you know. I thought that would be fun.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I think encouraging participants to do more outside of the classroom.
Yeah, I think that I was thinking about that too, and I was thinking like, since we are doing the handout and like we're telling them where we got our information, like those books and stuff that they can personally get.
Right.
I think that's really good, because like, if I'm going to some place where I like want to learn and I want to take it home with me, I think that it would be more like, I don't know what the word is, but you can get more out of it if you personally do it in your own life, like you were saying.
Right.
So, and I think that something we can do for that, like as an instructor, is after the seminar is kind of almost over or something, and we can say like, take your handouts and all the things that you learned home, and I encourage you to go and get those books and things like that. Like, I think that's a really good thing. Just like, even though they're not coming back to your seminar, I still think it's kind of important to give them a little bit of a homework assignment that, you know, they can practice for a certain amount of time, like a goal. I think that's really good, especially when it comes to like working on relationships.
Right.
There's two. I think that's really important. That's a really good one. And what was another thing we had to talk about? Future direction, other valuable resources that could be utilized.
And I think we covered that kind of just now.
Oh, and then something I think is really important, like for us, what we should do is we could get there early and set up and stuff like that, and make sure like
you're on time,
and video and a PowerPoint, those things work. And
right.
I thought of that too.
Yeah, I think that falls into that professional category. And just, I mean, you don't want to show up in jeans and a t-shirt, you know, so that kind of stuff. But
yeah, I was thinking more like church attire, not like crazy dressed up, but like a nice outfit, more professional.
Right. And you could probably even wear jeans, you know, nice jeans, you know. But yeah, I mean, I think it didn't even give a length for the paper.
Yeah, I don't know. How long are you going to do your paper?
I figured it'll probably be at least one page, double spaced.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too.
But I don't really know what else to talk about.
That was all my concerns that I even thought of, because I thought of some of the ones that you did too.
Right.
So
I think we're just supposed to write the advice that we gave to the other person.
Okay.
So.
Okay, well, I'll just do that then. Well, that was easier.
That was easy.
Okay, I'm going to push stop on